Yo, what's up, guys? And as us Dokkan players know, it's that time. It's World Tournament season. So let's go ahead and just make a video about it for today. So I've already cleared out all of the missions. Let's just take a look through. So it's been the same for a while. Just score all the way up to how much? 30 million points. And then complete 20 World Tournaments in a row. And then get 20 wins, and then reach the highest tier, which is Beerus tier. So, local rewards this time around, we actually have a brand new LR. Oh, we can't check them right here. So he might be in my growth Dokkan Awaken tab? Yeah. So, we have a brand new World Tournament LR this time around. On paper, he honestly doesn't really seem too crazy to me. I feel like he might kind of age out pretty fast because actually, let's go over to Dokkan Info and just take a look at him. So, the one thing I don't like too much about him is that he kind of just seems like stats and that's it. He seemingly has a lot of stats, and like, to be fair, like, I haven't really seen him in action yet, but let's see. So yeah, this is all ally support, 1 key and 20% attack, which, you know, that's cool and all, but I mean, that type of thing, like, you can probably do without with like strong links and support type characters and all that. So stats, 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 key, and like that's it. He has no defensive mechanics, he has no dodge, no damage reduction, no guard, nothing like that. I mean, he does like these normal, typical types of raises of attack and defense on the super attack effects. I don't know, maybe his stats is just so crazy I'm just not really expecting it, but I do kind of imagine he might have some sort of fall off, especially if you don't have like this interrupt or anything. Which I'd imagine in most cases you would. I mean, what type of categories he has? Turtle School, Goku's Family. It is kind of funny they put him on Goku's Family, even though he's not like blood related at all. But I mean, that probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah. I don't know, I was just looking at some of the other ones. A lot of parent and child. I mean, I guess... I don't know. That's weird. But, yeah, he doesn't seem all too crazy, especially considering the fact that we can't rainbow him right away. But... Yeah, I'm definitely, at the very least, going to be getting 1 copy of him this World Tournament. I just need to try to make high enough of a placement to possibly get first place to get 2 copies. They should definitely alter that to where it's like, say, like, first place in local ranking gets 2 copies, but then even as low, like, even as high as second or third, get 1 copy only. I feel like they should definitely adjust that to where first place maybe gets... Maybe it would be a bit generous, but, like, just 5. Just the rainbow. Or... Yeah. I mean, you can do super attack on your own. Screw that. And then just lower as you go through. Like, maybe, like, starting from... I don't know. That'd take some fine-tuning. But 5 for at least first place would be good. Maybe second and third would get, like, 4 or something. And then this has been kind of the same for a good portion of time, of just like we get the EZM medals and tickets and all that. So something I've been making it a mission to do for all these world tournaments that's been going around since the 7th anniversary, when they started doing like EZAs for world tournament characters. I've been trying my best to get at least top 2,000, because that is whenever the cutoff is where you stop getting 4 sets of medals and drop down to only 3 if you get, like, you know, would you say lower or higher? Worse than 2,000. It's kind of confusing. You could take it either way, lower or higher, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, if you fall below this range, then you only get 3 sets. The very first 2, I kind of would want to pull this up. Let's see. So let's go World Tournament. They have this on Dokkan Info. we're looking through the global world tournaments right now. So it was the very first 2 world tournaments that they started doing like world tournament easy. Let's see if we can find them. That okay, so it's not this one yet. The first ones they started doing where, yeah, this might be the first one right here actually. You get to see rankings, and then we'll look, what was I thinking, like, yeah. See, here's the thing is that like the first 2 where they started doing easy A's, they didn't have like this where I think you had to get like top 10 to get 4 sets of medals. Because each like world tournament, they've been Extreme Z Awakening 4 world tournament characters, 3 from like the rewards, like the reward cards, and then 1 of the Dragon Ball Saga characters. So typically you do kind of need 4 sets. And then only having to get top 10 in those first 2, they quickly change that. So this is the 44th. The 45th is probably going to have that too, but then we're going to look at the 46. So let's look and see. Top 20. Yep, you only get 3 there. But then if we look at 46 right here, see they adjusted it here. So, yep. And then, so the first 2 world tournaments, I don't know if I really cared about making top 2000, considering I was just going to get 3 sets of those medals anyway. But ever since this one, the 46 world tournament, I've definitely kept up with that, of getting top 2000 each time. So anyway, what I want to do, oops, my bad. What I want to do is play just 1 round, just to, I guess, show like strategies that I use. Talk about just like whatever stuff going on with World Tournament. So yeah, I'm already at Beerus tier. I don't really need to look at rankings too much. So yeah, of course do this. I think a long time ago, they used to have it to where you'd have to actually unlock each one of these, just work your way through it. But now they have them available right away, which is good. Because it's kind of pointless. So yeah, I've done 30 world tournaments so far. And let's go to my world tournament team, which is this right here. This actually does remind me, before I hop in, I would want to show something. I'm pulling it up right now, but there is a user I've seen on Twitter that like compiled, like made like a post for people for like the best world tournament setup to use. So I'm trying to pull it up right now. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. They have this user right here, Lotad. Shout out to this guy. He has made like a strategy here. Y'all can take a read through this because this is quite a lot. But just going over some specific details. I might have this dude's might have like their post as a link in my description just for y'all to check out in case y'all curious. But yeah, the thing is right here, why is this specific team build? And like, you know, Future Gohan is not an AoE unit, so it's like, what's the deal with that? But apparently the thing is that like your team formation determines what characters you fight. So people have found that like this very specific team formation of characters tends to give you the most amount of points based off of like who your enemies are. So that is how that works, and I will be sure to leave a link to that in the description of this video in case y'all want to check it out in more detail. But yeah, so in there they say not to worry about the friend unit too much, just so you don't have to go through this and just like change all this, try to find like a in Piccolo. I mean, like if y'all really want to care about that, y'all can. I mean, it might help, but I just find just going in with whatever I'm given, not having to worry about changing it, I think works fine for me. And then as for items, I typically don't use items for most content in the game, but World Tournament, I don't care. So I got the Chila item. Again, this was also recommended from the strategy from Lotad. But so Chila is kind of to help nuke with Majin Vegeta right here, because on 18 key he does the AoE. And then they have the Takoyaki item, which basically does the same thing, helps like change random orbs to their dedicated typing, which Chila is AGL orbs. This item, the Takoyaki is tech, which helps this guy nuke. There's a giant 8 Vegeta. And then Ki, this is just in case like Ki just really screws you over. And then Ghost Usher, that's like if there's any attack in slot 1. The Ghost Usher is actually available in the Baba shop, which I, have my thing with, but it's in the Zenny shop. You can actually buy an unlimited amount. Let's actually just go look at that real quick. But I still need to buy my stuff for the day. But if we keep going down, yep. So we can buy as many Ghost Ushers as we want from Zenny. So that's not going to be an issue there. Well, there used to be a strategy like before they had like buying infinite Ghost Ushers in the Zenny shop. They used to have a strategy with like particular units. I'm gonna pull them up actually just for the heck of it. So this Tech Jocko, he has a passive skill of may stun all enemies, which with the way it's worded, like it's saying may. It might sound like a chance, but it's actually guaranteed. So like all of the enemies are just stunned, so you won't have to worry about like using a Ghost Usher item or something. So there's that Jocko, and there's also the Chaozu. Yeah, this Int one right here. He has the exact same passive here. So that was a way to save on Ghost Ushers back then, but now it really doesn't matter because Zenny's such an inexpendable source. I mean, I make easy videos, so we grind a lot of Zenny here. But yeah, ever since we can get Ghost Ushers a lot more common now, that's not really much of a struggle. So yeah, I'm trying to go for a top 2,000. I still got a little bit of way to go, but I'm getting there. Definitely not going to be too worried about it, honestly. So yeah, let's go through all this again. Yeah, I think that's about it in terms of like explaining the strategy. And again, like I keep saying, y'all can go visit the Twitter link and see his strategy. So let's go ahead and play around at the very least. And I'm gonna play in-game audio just to get it in for my first video of it. So I'm actually gonna play animations just at least once. It's not really super efficient for speed, but I just at least have some fun for right now, huh? Jeez, come on.
大魔王じゃない。ただのピッコロ。これまでとは一味違う。この俺はピッコロ大魔王の生まれ変わりだ。再びピッコロ様の天下が蘇るのだ。
Okay, so this is actually going to be a good showcase for a particular strategy that I use, because the very first enemy, the leader, is a physical type character. And in Piccolo Jr., he is effective against all types when only facing one enemy, but when facing multiple, he doesn't have that ability. So here's what I do, is that, and by the way, for him to hit harder, you need to put him in slot 2 or 3, because in slot 1, like, the way his passive is worded is just in a particular fashion. Let's see. I'm trying to find the exact part of it. Plus additional attack and defense plus 100%, and all enemies minus 30% attack and defense as the first attacker on the turn. And then as a second or third attacker on the turn, plus an additional. So it looks the same, 100% attack and defense, but the thing is that like it being in slot 1, it doesn't say it's on super, so that kind of like applies as like a start a turn buff. But then in slot 2 or 3, it being like a on super attack buff, actually it's got like a multiplicative, so he hits harder that way. So, anyway, the thing about like the physical enemy, the thing is, sometimes he might struggle to kill physical enemies depending on like how much he builds up. Because looking back at his passive again, he does get somewhat near the top, plus an additional 100, not 100, plus additional attack and defense plus 20% with each super attack performed up to 100%. The AoE, each hit counts as a super attack. So what we could do here is, let's just aim for this STR Topo right here. We'll use the active skill and he'll get at least one thing of build-up against Topo, and then he'll have those stats for the physical Ginyu. Usually that works out, but let's just go ahead and watch this.
許せんぞ。ピッコロ大魔王様の最後の賭けを受けてみるがいい。死ねー。
Pretty boppin' OST, honestly. Okay, let's see. So I'm not gonna be able to turn off this stuff. I don't think it's gonna matter. Because this next turn, well, wait.
地球は俺が守ってみせる。
Okay, now we got all like the animations in, so we don't need to play them anymore. So now, as for like individual characters, STR Piccolo, then both of these characters right here, the AGL Nappa and STR Piccolo, they're both very safe. I've never seen them fail to kill, not ever. Because Piccolo does guaranteed crits for his first turn. I think specifically against multiple enemies. Let's see. Performs a crits and 6 ki when facing 2 or more enemies. Yeah, it's once only for the crit. But the AGL Nappa, he gets, let's see, plus additional attack and defense plus 78% at start of turn per existing enemy. So we're only going off of one leader skill here, which is this Terrifying Conqueror's 170%. And yeah, they're not going to be on Battle of Fate, I don't think, yeah. So they're only getting 170% in leader skill, just one, and they're at 300k defense, which is pretty nuts. So yeah, both of these characters are safe. I've never seen them fail to kill, even if like AGL Nappa doesn't crit. Which does remind me, this is mentioned in the Twitter post by Lotad, but full crit builds is recommended to get the most amount of points because I think like type effective damage gets you more points than like type neutral or type disadvantage damage. I think it's something like that, and of course with like crit it overrides all that, so it's something like that. So I've built all my characters full crit, except for I think like STR Piccolo and STR Future Gohan, because Future Gohan's not here to actually do anything other than just be like the character for rerolling like what your enemies are. So yeah, I gave him a whole lot of crits. I don't think I affected this guy. Yeah, I just kept him the same. This guy doing a lot too. I might try to give him that level 6 crit just to be excessive with it, just for fun. And then, yeah, 28, and then 28, yep. Yeah, we'll go with Nappa here. Oh yeah, and also that does remind me, getting, what should I call it? Getting, like, the same type orbs that your character, like, you know, wants, I think also gives you extra points as well. I think that is. I'm not like 100% sure on that, but I think I remember reading that somewhere. I forgot to turn off the the thing. Oops. I'm actually just gonna run away from him, just so I can turn it off. And he got to me anyway. Oh wait, oh no, I did turn it off. Oops, I don't know why I did that, I just forgot. So tech gradient Vegeta is not all too great. He does guard, but he doesn't have a whole lot of like star turn defense. So I wouldn't trust him to take hits. And honestly, I wouldn't trust anybody to take hits is the thing, because the main thing is just taking a super is nearly like unlivable. Like you can't, especially an AoE super is just impossible to live. I've had it happen to me a couple times, so that's why just spam Ghost Ushers. Don't feel bad, don't even feel like you need to conserve them. Like just use them at any opportunity that the character's attacking first. Don't even chance it, because I've lost runs and lost a streak to that, and like you really don't want to do that. Losing a streak isn't like too terrible in terms of like your points, but still it's not preferable. So yeah, we're not going to use, well, I think we'll use him for variety's sake, because why not? Because we already used in Piccolo. So just to show the strategy here, we'll use a Ghost Usher just so he doesn't get hits. He'll probably live a normal, but again, not going to chance it with supers, not at all. And then use this. Nice orb changing. So we'll get all that. That. And just try to keep getting the same type orb as much as I can. 5.3 million. So what I've found is that if you get at least above like a 2.3 million attack stat, something like that, you're gonna be able to kill even if like your type disadvantage. Around that range. I remember using in the past like the UR physical DBS Broly for World Tournament. I don't use him anymore. I kind of retired that unit. He was good for a while though. But better characters have come out, and plus this setup being the way that it is, you know, he's not on it. Alright, now on the quarterfinal. Funny, Trunks and Goten. So, yeah, let's see. Rotation, we got a Piccolo, so, I'm gonna just use, again, I'm just kind of doing this just for fun. I'm not like trying to efficiently grind for this video. Of course, once this video is over, then I most definitely will. But this time I'll show Majin Vegeta here, so we don't have to worry about a Ghost Usher. Do this. That was terrible. Try that again. Alright, wow. Excessive, but awesome. 23. Yeah, I mean, absolute number one most, like, top priority is to use Piccolo Jr. if you have him on rotation, and do as like I said with if there's a physical enemy in like slot 1, at the very first attacker, you know what I'm trying to say, like at the very front, change like what character you're going to be hitting first, just so you don't like barely not kill them, because that's happened to me a couple times. Okay, now we're gonna go into the semi-final. So we haven't gotten an AoE from STR Piccolo yet. We've gotten one from Nappa, Piccolo, well, in Piccolo, Majin Vegeta, Giant 8 Vegeta. So yeah, we just need one from STR Piccolo. Not like we actually need it, but, you know, just, I guess, to complete the saga, I don't know. But yeah, the HEL Nappa LR, his stats are so crazy high that, yeah, we don't need to worry about changing the enemy. It's type neutral, and that should be fine. Alright, come on, let's get some crits in. Because, like I said, type neutral damage isn't gonna give you the most amount of points. It's either crits or type advantage damage. Yeah, like I was saying, AGL Nappa, like, is with the 78% attack and defense per existing enemy, and the fact that we fight against 7 enemies means that, like, it's just insane. Alright, now we're at the finals. Let's go with this. Weird team, for sure. So, I do want to point this out. I haven't actually been paying attention to like the field of like capsules. I'd recommend anytime you see any capsules like this, like the what is it, like the awakening metal ones, because like these purple pinkish looking ones, they're kind of like, I don't know, like a hot purple or something, whatever. But anytime you see anything like that in any of the what is it, like the matches, I guess I'll say, definitely go for them, because grinding that is important. Getting in the finals is always going to be like the Warriors Marks one, the one with the like the World Tournament like logo thing on it. Let's go for this. He's probably going to come towards me now. Yep. But even before the finals, it's also important to get them too, because you do have a chance of getting Bulma or Turtle medals, which those are kind of rare if you're not like going out of your way to get them. Kind of need those for Super Strikes, but these days when they did like the Super Strike revamps, like they actually would give you those medals. So I mean, I guess if you're not too worried about getting those type of medals, then you really don't need to, but I like to have as many of them as I can. So, oh, now we actually get to see Esther Piccolo. Even with just like the minimum orbs, the fact that he guaranteed crits is just enough. Like he's doing fine. What's his attack stat? 1.8. So yeah, whenever I had said 2.3 million attack stat needed, I was more just referring to like type disadvantage, type neutral or whatever. But the fact that he crits, just fine. Alright, champion. Done 30 in a row? Oh, I said I did 30 in a row, but I actually did 29. I was just looking at this number earlier, my bad. But alright, now I've done 30. So yeah, I played my round of World Tournament. I didn't accept, well, I got all the missions sent to, like the rewards sent to my gift box. I didn't accept any of them yet, so let's do that now. This 41 stones, quite a lot. Got some of these units, got some of these. They used to have like the silver variants of these tickets, but they consolidated them down into the gold ones, so then you could do multis of these, which that's better. Because I don't know, there's not much of a need of having two types of tickets. Got some signatures, some links skill orbs, which is good. Potential orbs, I always love getting those. And then yeah, those are Bulma and Turtle medals. Those are the Warriors Mark medals, the ones you always get from the finals. As for like the Bulma and Turtle medals, see, I don't have nearly as much of them. With those, I don't think it's entirely consistent where you get them from. I don't recall getting them a whole lot from the prelims. I think it's mostly from like the quarterfinals and semifinals, but definitely look around and see. So now we have a couple more. Oh, it's just 3 more. Alright, sweet. So I like to save like my ticket summons for once like I get my World Tournament rewards in, so that'll definitely be a video down the line, just doing all those ticket summons. Hopefully I get something good, because let's take a look at my Dokkan Awaken tab and go to Unacquired. Scroll down. So Physical Kami is one of the only World Tournament characters I just don't have. Let me just look through real quick. So unfortunately I wasn't around for this Arale stuff. I don't think I was around for this login thing either. I don't know how Physical Kami is escaping all the time. He's been featured on some of these banners. It's kind of weird. But yeah, that's actually the only World Tournament character I'm missing. Let me actually pull up a note thing on my phone real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I made this list a while back, just trying to keep track of like all the World Tournament characters that are out there, like both kinds that there are. So in terms of like the guaranteed SSR banner ones, there's only 2 of them that I'm missing. It's the STR Hellfighter 17 and STR Baby Youth form. I guess for those I just didn't go all too hard in the World Tournament at the time. And then as for the Dragon Ball Saga, like World Tournament thing or whatever it is. Yeah, Physical Comedy is the only one I'm missing out of that one. Of course, like I don't have every single character rainbowed or anything, but just at least like having one copy of, yeah, I don't have. And by the way, the reason why these two didn't show up in the Dokkan Awakening thing is because they don't have Dokkan Awakenings yet. So that's just in case you're curious of that. So, I also look at this list every once in a while just to like keep track of like what kind of easy A's we're coming up on. So I think the most recent Dokkan Awakenings we've gotten for these World Tournament reward cards is the Int Khalifa and the Tech KL. And next up will be STR Hellfire 17, which hopefully like when they make his Awakening they'll make him like much easier to get. I have to look into that to see if like that's kind of a common thing. But in terms of easy A's, which ones are they doing right now? I should go and look and see. We should be able to see, like, or actually, I think, yeah, these are like the previous ones. So, it should be actually live, huh? No? Maybe restart my app or something? Or no, it's because I have them, but, let's do... Yeah, okay, there we go. So, I could actually easy aid this guy right now, because I do have, like, a bunch of Satan signatures. So, Asura-chan, Physical Mighty Mass, and AGL hits. So, it's such a shame that, like, they give out, like, so many copies of, like, the actual, like, guaranteed SSR ones, but then the Dragon Ball Saga ones, they just don't even give you. Like, what the heck? And they even give you some of the LR. It's like, come on. Oops. And then, yeah, that does remind me, too. Like, in this, you get to, like, just trade in for all the previous reward cards, except for the... Why do they hate us getting those cards so much? I will not understand. Let's go ahead and actually easy aid this guy, huh? So he wants 45. Let's go ahead and exchange that. A little bit more. There we go. I typically don't use these a whole lot. I think the only time I've used these Mr. Satan signatures, or as they're called in Global, Hercules Autograph, the only time I've ever actually used these is like, I think I only got this bundle twice to catch up for those first two World Tournaments I brought up earlier. The 45th, or what's it? I don't remember. But yeah, to catch up on those first two World Tournaments, the ones that I couldn't get 4 sets of medals of, I've only got 3. And then, of course, I spend them on these medals right here. But I've never gotten anything down here, not once. I don't think it's really all too worth it. Buying these separately, it's actually kind of a waste. You might as well buy a bundle of them up there because it's cheaper. Definitely don't get this. Do not. You can literally go play an easy A stage. So let's go ahead and Extreme Z Awaken this guy. Let's look up Piccolo. Right, Awaken. Yeah, still setting on my new device. I'm gonna just Extreme Z Awaken in one go. And we're gonna have to get him to SA25, which there isn't any farmable of this guy. Let's actually check. Let's look at him over here. Wait for him to load. Loading, come on. Yeah, so like those are the only ways that farm up his super attack is through kind of at least summable characters. I mean, that's like a banner unit, and then this is another World Tournament character from... I think, actually, I didn't have this guy for a long time either. I think I pulled him just recently. This Int one. Or it might have been the Tech one. Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, we're gonna have to manually raise his super attack through, like, Elder Kai's. Which that's okay, I have a good bit of. So, yep. I know how to play the game. Thank you. No, we don't need to train him. He's not a TUR. Yeah, let's just... They're actually... yeah, I'll do it. I was thinking about it, might as well. But we get nothing. Awesome. Let's do it again. 1. Some days I have good luck, some days I have bad luck with these. Wow. Screw it. I don't care. Or actually, because my OCD, I'll make these even. There's 290, 5, and then 10. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm silly, that's for sure. So, there's that. Should be about it that we have to do to him. Honestly, like, I'm also not super impressed with this guy. I feel like they could have gone a little bit further. I don't think he's bad. I think he's okay. But I think they could have gone a little bit farther with him. So we'll actually look at his abilities over on Dokkan Info. Love this website. So, leader skill is honestly not too bad for a free-to-play leader skill. 4 key, 150% terrifying conquerors. So normal attack and defense raise on 12 key, on 18 key. So here's the one thing I actually don't like about Dokkan Info is that, like, sometimes it's not obvious if he's stacking or not. So I'll open up Dokkan Wiki. They actually show the wording a bit more clear. So yeah, it says raises attack, and I just realized we can actually look at it in game. I don't know. So raises attack and massively raises defense for 1 turn. The thing is here is that this is not attack stacking because there is no comma. I have an example of this I'm thinking of right now. This unit as well as the Vegeta counterpart. So greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. You see how it says and rather than having a comma. See, if it was stacking, let me pull up another one. Yeah, if it was stacking, it would be worded like this. Instead of and, it would be a comma. So, anyway, let's get back to reading his details. So, just 30% attack raise and 100% defense raise, which is pretty good. I'm sorry, but I like this so right. That one's pretty good, but something about this one just jaws me. So, yeah, he gets that ability, which is, I think, the same as before. Changing key spheres of a random type to tech. 60% attack per tech key sphere obtained. I think that used to be like a flat number before Ize, huh? Yeah, plus 6,000. Okay. Key plus 5, 50% damage reduction with 4 more key spheres obtained. High chance to crit with 4 more tech key spheres obtained. Okay. So, I mean, he's not gonna need crit at all, really. See, this is one thing that, like, I don't know how it's gonna work out. I do want to try to test them and see, but they're kind of wanting you to use them in slot 1. And it's like, I don't know how well that's gonna work. I guess we'd have to see. Launch additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, and chance of evading enemies' attack, plus 30% as a second or third attack on the turn. Okay. So I guess this, like, he's gonna have more, like, start of turn defense, slot 1, but then in slot 2 or 3 he's gonna have dodge. Let's see. 60% defense and chance another 30%, so that adds into 60% when all allies in the same turn are extreme class. See, this is actually one of my biggest problems with him, is that he has a lot of these restrictions right here. He's like, if you use him in specific slots, slot 1 he gets that, slot 2 or 3 he gets this, and then I personally found before Ize, like, especially whenever Path to Power Kid Goku came out for the first time, the physical Path to Power, does he show up here? No, he doesn't. But physical Path to Power Kid Goku, whenever he first came out, this character was actually decent on his team, because, like, he just had so much, he had enough damage reduction to be okay. But now, like, his EZA kind of wants you to use in a very specific way, not be as flexible, because before he didn't have any of that stuff. Like, it was just See damage reduction right there. And then just to skip ahead to the transformation, yeah, like no other real restrictions, honestly. But then we look at Easy A, like specific slots, and they want you to use full extreme class, which is not really going to fly on a Dragon Ball Saga team, because most of the time you're using super class there. I don't really think extreme class, like full extreme class Dragon Ball Saga really exists, unfortunately. But let's look at the transformation. Well, first we'll look at the condition. They didn't edit this, which is understandable. I mean, it's kind of just meant to be like a reference, I guess. Sora's youth using the power of the Dragon Ball start from the 7th turn from start of battle, or when there's a Dragon Ball Saga World Tournament character, or Dragon Ball Secret character enemy, blah blah blah. So onto the transformation. They added this, which is really good. I do like this. It's not really gonna be all too useful. Well, it could be. Like I was thinking, like if you have like the enemy condition for his transformation, if he starts turn 1, yeah, it's not gonna be useful. But if he starts like turn 2 or 3, and you take damage before that, yeah, this could be useful. But either way, it's a win-win. That he's got HP regen 59%, which is. I wonder if that's a reference to. I wonder if that's a reference to like referring to Goku, because you know that is the Goku number. But there is that one thing where he declared that May 9th would be Piccolo Day, if you remember that line from like the anime. 6 key, 100% defense, which is keys for a certain type tech. 66% attack per keys for obtained, high chance of crit, additional chance of performing a crit, 6% per tech keys for obtained. So just a bunch of crit, blah blah blah. 66% damage reduction for 6 turns. So damage reduction. So the way that they changed this was a bit different. For Easy A, you'd have to get 5 or more key spheres to get 50% damage reduction. If you get less than that, you don't get anything. But after Easy A, they kind of made it like a little bit of a slider type of thing, where it's like you actually get damage reduction per orb you get after like that is up. So that's actually an improvement. Is that like if you can't get up to a specific amount, you at least have something. Again, 100% defense is first attacker, and it seems like this stuff is just carried over from base, huh? For the most part, they would like. Yeah, with the slight alterations to like, you know, this. But yeah, I kind of would want to see him in action, because it doesn't seem bad. It's just I really don't like that they restricted him with like, you know, extreme class when it's like his most viable setup used to be like Dragon Ball Saga. But yeah, we'll see how much use we get out of him. It's just unfortunately Terrifying Conquerors is like not a great team. It's for like extreme class, like I guess storied figures maybe, but that's also not a team right now. Worldwide Chaos, I don't know, like a lot of the extreme class teams just aren't really a thing for him right now. But so I've actually been wanting to mention about like the world tournaments that something I'm gonna have to look into in a little second is what they used to do before. See, I have this world tournament pulled up. This is a global world tournament 46, and this is the exact same on JP. It's a different number, but to prove it's the same, we'll look at the missions. If we look at get 10 wins, we get AGL Beerus there, and then if we look at this, see AGL Beerus. So even though it's a different number, this is the exact same world tournament across both versions. So what I wanted to bring up was like the time difference. So let's see, I think this one is the JP one. So if we look, see this is June 23rd to June 25th. You got, you know, a certain amount of time, but there's basically 2 days and 5 hours that JP World Tournaments would go live for. But then as for global, it'd be a bit longer. It'd actually be 3 days, like 3 days entirely, that it would go on for. So I'm actually about to look kind of soon to see what that's about. Let's look at the in-game news right here. So here, they actually did say something about the time for this one. Yeah, I think it should be in here. Yeah, right here. 55th World Tournaments. As the event will be unavailable during maintenance, its event period has been extended. So this World Tournament is going to actually last longer than that. It looks like... How much longer is it? Let's actually take a look at that. I'll be right back. Okay, so using this calculator thing here, it's going to be lasting 3 days and 18 hours. So that is a little bit over like 3.5 days. Yeah, 3.7. It's not a really great idea to hold a maintenance during World Tournament, but whatever, just don't do it again, Dokkan. Bad. So, yeah, I actually did want to mention too about how specifically I brought up the 46th World Tournament. That was actually the World Tournament that I went the deepest into. I'm definitely not going to be doing this again, but this right here. So, this was for 46th World Tournament, and just to prove that this was my account, see, you know, back up here. So, 46th World Tournaments, 99 overall rankings. Getting top 100, that took a lot out of me, but yeah, I'm not gonna ever be grinding that hard again. I just had the time to do it. I was like, screw it, let me just see how good I can do. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just if y'all are interested in like 4 sets of medals like I am, just try to at least get top 2,000. It's been kind of close for me sometimes, but yeah, that's about it for this video for World Tournament. It's probably a bit long for a World Tournament video, but considering this is my first one, I want to take some time to explain some things. Of course, my next one's like, whenever the next World Tournament's going to be, it's not going to be this long. It's just I had a good bit to explain with like certain strategies and certain information, all that blah 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 blah. But hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Make sure you go check the Baba Shop, well, the trade point section.